certainly has the ability to put up some huge numbers.
Eagle Eye gets banned out as we do start off the ban pick. Subbase gets banned out instantly. So that's going to kick us off with Ankara as map number 1, Compound as map number 2.
Yeah, Mexico,
so
Black Widow.
We get to see Mexico like 100% for sure in lead this time. Finally, I was rooting for one. So Black Widow map number 4 and Port as map number 5.
Yeah, you asked, I think it was Fefe yesterday, you're like, oh, what about this Port map? You guys like this map? You gonna pull it out? He's like, you'll see tomorrow. That tomorrow is now today, and we see that Port is map number 5. So not necessarily favoring it over other maps. And we'll see if we do get to that map number 5. I'm not sure if we will, to be honest.
Not sure, to be honest, for sure indeed, but for now, the maps, just for the guys that are just tuning in right now, we are going to be kicking off an Ankara, Compound, and then Mexico's map, the Black Widow map for Port. So, very classic and default maps for the first 2 maps. Ankara and Compound, of course, not necessarily being too one-sided and whatnot, but Mexico is going to be map number 3. It's very global risk favorite map. Black Widow back to normal and Port back to normal, so we're gonna have a spiced up roster of maps out here. Yeah, so we're gonna be waiting just a little bit more until our players get fully readied up. We had some see from Vasco yesterday. They had to swap out their headsets, and today it does seem to be on the side of CaraHouse to fix up some issues with their sounds. So quick reminder that today's the final day of the CFS 2024 Invitational, where players are finally going to have a chance to take their shot at $100,000. But at the end of the day, it's the party of the global Crossfire scene, and everyone gets a piece. Even though you did not make it onto the playoffs, you still get about $7 grand.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad, not half bad, but you definitely want the biggest dough out of all, because number 1 spot, you're granted $40,000.
Yeah, you want to pick up that big prize pool. You want to get that money for first place. And Baisha just gets to wait back in the first seed and wait for whichever team is going to challenge them. They've already netted themselves at least 2nd place prize money, so feeling pretty good about their chances of getting a decent stack of cash. But looks like the map is loaded up and everybody is ready to go. We've got headsets on, so should be into this first map of Ankara in just a moment.
In just a moment, as we are now ready into the lobby, the players are ready to get through into the game as well. But some way, somehow, which team will come out on top? Because last time CaraHouse, they almost made it to that number 1 spot. They won 2 series in a row, and then at the end of the day, they were knocked out by the number 1 seeding. So we're gonna have to figure something out. But yeah, players now have some extra time to talk about tactics and whatnot. Might as well as bring the last bits of their strats out on the board, because if not, there's no more chance.
Absolutely. Just gotta... Yeah, there is a meow in the song. Why is there a meow in the song?
There actually is a meow in the song.
I don't like we've got so far that we get to the meow in the song. I never do, because we never got that far.
We finally have some meow.
Yeah. Oh man. Wow.
I mean, given how, you know, over-vibing the song is, and all of a sudden the meow is there to kind of like pacify us and not electrify us, like Dick said in his lyrics.
Absolutely.
For the guys that were that have been catching up to the American hip hop scene, there has been a big diss going on, and a couple lyrics that we can put to use here.
Yeah. Most of them we can't, because
they're
not safe for broadcast, and that's fine.
It's not broadcast-free lyrics for sure. It's definitely PG-19, so we're gonna have to leave most out of that. But just a quick reminder, once again, we have the 3rd and the 4th place placement match to happen right now, and then the winner of this will go against Evolution Power to decide who comes in 3rd. And after everything is finished, we're gonna have that fight for number 1 spot. Whoever wins that is gonna have a chance to take a shot at Baisha Gaming, the biggest shark of all time.
Yeah. Whoa, we're breaking down the beat now. We're changing the tempo on the song.
I love it. I mean, I absolutely love this. I definitely love it.
Yeah.
But it looks like we are ready to go right into the game as the players have reconnected and joined back into the lobby. Hopefully this time around we are able to load into the game without any possible issues. As finally looks like we are ready to get it going. Crossfire Invitational 2024 brought to you by Small Gate Entertainment, and the viewers out there watching this, you guys must be interested to see whoever wins out of this one. Vasco Esports versus CaraHouse. We'll have to wait and see what happens, as CaraHouse is going to be on the defending side of Ankara. And last couple times when CaraHouse played on Global Risk on Ankara, it did not turn out that great. So Vasco is willing to take that blacklist side into their arms. We have a couple players creeping down towards middle with the C4 joining forces as well. We'll install that. MG is going to be looking out towards a long and see if he can catch kills. In the meantime, Rambo going a little bit aggressive down towards B connector, going for some pot shots and may just be able to catch a slight shot on towards action. There we go. Finally, kind of expected that to happen. Dola in the meantime swung out from middle, using Rambo's shot to bait the enemy players to look the other way around, and was able to capitalize on top of that. And second kill coming out from Rambo. And Vasco, all of a sudden, after a minute passed into the round, only Silva and MG left alive. Silva trying to make the best out of it. He's going to try to swing in towards middle, but who's waiting right there? It's going to be Dola. And he's been hitting that shot lately. Ever since yesterday, he's been on point with this sharp shooting. So let's see if Dola can make out of it. No, he cannot. Dola finds yet another headshot. And as like you've said, Dola the only player on top of the kill per round, I believe, for the side of CaraHouse.
Yeah. He definitely is. He and I believe Action was up there for the side of Vasco in terms of kills per round. Obviously different from KD, and then we also had the headshot per kill rate. MG, 30 seconds left. He's trying to get going here on the side of himself. He is 1 versus 4. Actually 5. Nobody's really taking any damage here on the side of CaraHouse, so MG's kind of playing with this food here, seeing what he can see, maybe trying to get some information on how they're set up or something. But at the end of the day, not really a big deal at all, as the first round just go heavily in favor of CaraHouse. A nice little 1-0 lead for them. And it does look like Vasco is going to back up and expect some pressure, actually, from the side of CaraHouse, which we can see is not actually coming through. They do have two guys in mid, though, so definitely expecting some pressure to come down the middle of the map.
Some pressure down towards the middle for sure, but this time around, Vasco is going to be opting off for that quick A hit. It does feel like all 4 players, all 5, including MG, is going to be ready outside with the lineups by FFA. So Pop Flash and Pop Smoke, and they'll be popping some smoke. There's a piece Pop Smoke, but here is the setups being thrown out and the go side given. Lucas from the backside is going to swing out, get a double kill though. Eventually traded out, but MG is going to have to gun down more players, and somehow Action is going to salvage that round for Vasco as he does pick up another kill on towards Dola. MG barely hanging in there with about 10 HP, but still he is alive and has the C4. But the nade from Rambo, he can always put that out towards the bomb site for the plant and take the kill onto MG. But MG not interested in getting the plant done just yet. He's going to burn that sweet time. They do have enough time to make a rotation out from A towards B if possible. I'm not exactly sure what they are opting out to do just yet, but Action patiently waiting. And he's going to be able to pick off Shady jumping on top of the bomb site to the bottom side of it.
Yeah, I think in general, good idea to just back out of the A site, and essentially what that allows you to do is it forces the global risk. They essentially have to kind of put 1 to one site and 1 to the other site. Otherwise, you know, they have to roam around the map as 2, and that kind of puts you in a place where you can be more passive. You can wait for them to push into you, which gives you the advantage, or they'll be alone. But as we can see, Rambo's got a massive flank. They're not going to see him at all, as they are trying to check his flank, but Rambo is on the chase now. We'll see if they spot him. If they look behind them, MG is spotting at the door, but he's going to be the first one to go down. The M4 spray comes through, and Rambo will pick up the second round just like that. Goes for the big wraparound and gets huge value.
It looks like Rambo booked it in time and was able to get that double kill, as actually had to get the bomb planted, as there was only 18 seconds remaining onto the clock. And going to round number 3, the past 2 rounds definitely going CaraHouse's way. First one very swift, and second one had to come down to the wire, but Rambo was able to clutch this one out. The nade from the player Dola, or Shady, sorry, rather. He's gonna find some value with the replay right here. That man spray down with the M4 is going to do good for both of those kills, and Rambo's going to be able to secure the round for his team. Whilst all that, back into round number 3, we do have a quick rotation out from B, as they did clear out office area, and then the C4 getting picked up to go in down towards A. Last time it did not quite work out. I mean, it really had to come down to Action gunning down 3 players by himself to take the bomb site, but they spent too much of that sweet time, and Rambo wasn't able to pull off that rotation. Now Kimbum thinking about poking prodding in towards vents. I don't know if this is the right idea, because Vasco is quick to trade these kind of kills on the entrance of the bomb sites.
Let's see how they want to get this one going. That's 3 flashes over the top, but Lucas going to avoid most of them. Trying to land the spray, but he will not be clean with it. You see Vasco just hanging in the doorway, waiting for him to peek and immediately shoot him down. Nice patience from them, and that allows them to get onto the site pretty much unscathed. Action is pretty low, but at least he is alive at this point in time. Shady, you see he's picked up an arm as well. Trying to land some of these shots through the smoke, but this is one of the most difficult angles to take, actually, as Rambo is going to get that shot onto Action, who was incredibly low, and down will go Dola. Meanwhile, Shady asking Dola to help him out, but it's not quite going to happen. It's now just going to be shot in the back is Rambo, and Vasco Esports is on the board with a very nice A push.
Very nice A push indeed. Last time it did not work out, but this time Vasco is going to nail it, and then he's going to be able to find themselves another round. It's going to be 2-1. Still, CaraHouse is going to make a lead out of this one. Good value taken from CaraHouse. He's going to take away about 30-40 HP from VNC. In the meantime, expecting nobody to come through A, they're going to have 4 players down towards B. Is going to be CaraHouse. I'm not exactly sure if that is going to be the right choice, as now finally Shady's going to move himself over towards the A bomb site. Rambo in a duel. He had some success the very first round coming to this map with the AWM in towards underpass, but this time he's going to just back out. No real reason to risk anything out of here, so he's just going to fall back into the B bomb site without doing too much.
Yeah, always a fun peek. You send your partner to jump forward, and then you just peek the angle. First guy is there for distraction's sake.
And sometimes it does get wonky.
Yeah. So. You got to be careful with that. Can be a little bit risky, but it's pretty good against snipers who are trying to hold just the one specific angle. And you can kind of throw off their crosshair a little bit. Lucas here in the air duct, waiting for this push, aggressively positioned. Is he? Let's see how much value he can get. That's the headshot first. Spray gets 2. As Pepe tries to charge in afterwards. Now Action just going to go in with a pistol and line that one up. Picks up the kill onto Lucas, who is already very low.
That's all down to Shade to hold this one down, but he cannot. And CaraHouse, I don't know what was going on, because Lucas gave his team the information that 3 players picked right into him. And they were pretty slow on the rotation, and I think that may have been a mistake here. Yeah. The bomb site now is completely taken and overthrown by Vasco here.
Absolutely. I think the second they see that many people, they gotta at least send one person over.
Yeah, not the whole team, but at least extra reinforcements should have been given.
And if they back away, they can always rotate back towards mid or towards B, right? So right. I think you're definitely right in this case. Maybe a little bit slow rotation, and the entry kill from Action was just way too good. Let's see if Kimbum can shore up the round for his team, but Silva, no, is going to take him down. Now Rambo going to be spotted. You see they're buying time, and Rambo just going to be taken down. Silva, nice defense on top of that A site. But yeah, I mean, that entry kill from Action really put an end to the one-man defense that was on that site after the first guy got picked off. Lucas doing a lot of work in air ducts, but the follow-up defense was not there.
Follow-up defense not being there, like you said. I mean, had they sent at least one more player, not even into the bomb site, but towards spawn, then it would have made the A take substantially harder for the side of Vasco, but it looks like it did not happen. The history cannot be corrected once it's been marked. As now we are tied back on 2-on-2. In the meantime, Action is way out in the middle, looking for any possible connector push. But it looks like it does seem to be Shady. He's going to be on top of Underpass, and Action is going to be below it, so they're not going to see each other for now. C4, though, still lingering outside of B, and after a couple successful A runs, we might be able to see Vasco leading themselves in towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, well, they're going to wait for now and just go in towards mid, maybe go B bottom, maybe go into the front yard. Rambo waiting here on the B side for this push to come through. And let's see who does charge in first. Is VNC going to very slowly peek that corner. If there's a sniper there, that's a free kill on him. But they have cut all sound, and Rambo is not going to see them. The timing, very unfortunate. As Rambo going to be seen, he does get that kill on the MG. And now the whole team's coming in. I think he heard them, as now Rambo should be ready for this one. We do have the flash in, but now he's being spammed. Up on top of that one, Dola able to come in from the office and just spray them down and get huge play from that side. And now you see only 2 members of Vasco here on the A site, or rather the B site, and they will get this plant down.
The bomb does get planted, but it's going to be a hard hold. As all 3 players of CaraHouse has a pretty good boxed-in position to hold onto Vasco. Flashes and nades flying left and right, trying to hold onto the bomb site, but not enough utils are there. And now Action swings down, gets a double, makes it to a 1v1. So all of a sudden, seemingly very doable. Kimdom gets tapped out, and Action's gonna clutch this one out with a hell of a spray down of his own. And all of a sudden, CaraHouse is looking very shaken here.
Action's out for blood today. I mean, the guy essentially saved the rounds there for Vasco. They got onto the B site. It was a bit dicey. Dolo's getting huge kills. Rambo was staying alive for way too long. And they're getting flanked and stuff, but still Action able to pick up 3 kills in that round to save it for them.
The plant, like, it was canceled a couple times and then finally got planted. So Vasco was thinking, can they make a rotation through spawn to A? Because it's definitely easier to hold as 2 people against 3, and eventually they had nowhere else to go. So it's like, yeah, get and let's just get the plant down on B, and that's what happened. So we will have to wait and see what happens, as Vasco now is going to be testing the water out towards A. All 5 players are gathered out here. A couple quick hops to not get spotted, but the lineup is being readied up here. So this might just be a actual full send down towards the A-bomb site.
I wouldn't be too surprised. Very common. Lucas in the corner. He just get the 1 kill. Got Kimbum on top of the site, and the rotation is coming in pretty quick this time. Shady gets in, but Fefe picks up 3. And the angle there on the stairs from him was immaculate. He gets in and just totally shuts down everybody on the side of CaraHouse. Nice grenade kill does come in and gets Fefe at the end of the day, so they get revenge. Also, Action gonna go down here. Little chance for the side of CaraHouse on the retake.
Rambo's just gotten 1 down through the smoke, so he's gonna do that. Rambo to the side of Vasco once again, but the bomb did get planted, and now Action is not there, who clutched it last round, but the bomb site being A, I think Vasco has a pretty good chance to take it down, but MG gets spotted out, and Silva with 20 HP will have to make this work, but he does find 1. Second, he cannot, as Dola swings out on the second part of the staircases and are able to find the kill and the drop and the defuse, as we are now going to be exchanging rounds, tied back on 3-on-3.
Yeah, you saw Silva there. Very nice job to peek on the first guy and get revenge for MG. MG was in a very wonky spot, very unexpected, but unfortunately he gets spotted from quarters, and I think he didn't really factor that in. And Silva, he was so low on health. I thought he would get the first kill and then back and try to buy time, right? As now MG gonna get revenge here onto Rambo. Rambo trying to get aggressive out of the duct, and that's not going to work for him. MG was so ready for that.
And the ragdoll just flying out of vents into nowhere by Narnia. That was quite interesting to see, but already a player down is going to be CaraHouse. 4v5 with 2 players already dipping out of B and going quite aggressive into B long to gain a bit more ground. Sure, they're trying to do that. Split the map, not by the horizontal, but on the vertical. That is going to happen here as Kimbum is going to be a solo player holding down onto the bomb site. Will have to jump in towards Small, get spotted out, but in the process he does put some bullets into his Fefe. And now the setups are being thrown out. And Vasco, once again, has taken full control of A. In the meantime, MG lingering on, gets 1, gets 2 with a pistol. This guy is out of his mind right now.
Yeah, and he heard them coming, so he was just able to line it up so easily as they were trying to go for the long rotation out from office, which we have seen before. We have seen players trying to flank in from quarters, but yeah, they get punished this time around. MT, very nice read, and that is essentially going to put an end to the round. Also, he got the first pick. You remember, he got the first one, and that left only one person on A, as CaraHouse seems somewhat reluctant to put too many people on A at this point. They get the one, and then, you know, the push on A is just easy.
And a quick reminder, Silva's second death by nade was on the book as well. Right nice. On the money, Rambo. I think this is the second kill from Rambo, too. By nade onto Silva. So we're repeating what just happened a couple of rounds ago. So unfortunately continues for CaraHouse as Dola now swings out, gets a drop from BNZ. Kimbum does find one more frag to add on top of that. So Vasco down 2 players, have to fall back, but the C4 is down towards the Nectar as they swing into Dola. I don't know if you want to do that to a guy who's been feeling it tonight. Gets one more with the pistol to make a 3K for there, and action nade from the graveyard is going to do it, but it only leaves MG all alone to the clutch.
Yeah, MG here, a lot to do. He has done quite a lot for his team already. I mean, he got 3 kills in the last round, and in a very flashy fashion, so no guarantee that he won't get 4 here, but Kimbum, very nice timing, is going to peek out and get MG down before any of that clutch factor even begins. So 4-4, and we're going to begin the night with a 5-4 half eventually. Obviously not sure who will take the lead here in the first half, but it's only fitting that making it down to the final day of CFS this does happen. Now Shady and the guys pushing out from A. And
2 minutes left on the clock, and Shady picks up a quick double to start us off. Looking for a third. Shady, the spot action who was jumping behind the boxes, so Shady just falls back out of this one for now. He'll have a more passive angle to hold on to, and finally decides to fall fully back out.
Yeah, he's just going to sit in connector for now. And down a couple of guys here on the side of Vasco. They still hold on to 3 alms, although looks like, yeah, Fefe's going to go back and trade. So thought maybe Silva would be the one, because we have seen Fefe in the past pick up the alm and utilize that to great effect. Actually, they both are going to change the rifles. Probably a good idea, especially from the Blacklist side. You got to make a play here. As that nade was magnetized to Shady, doing half his health. They try to push into A. As a 1-for-1 trade, they take down Rambo. And now a chance for them to plant onto the A site and get this one going 4v5. Or rather, I should say 2v3. Let's see how they can manage this. As both Kimbum and his buddy, looks like Dola, are going to push in from behind, from the quarters area, in towards A. But they're waiting for Shady to get into position from the fence.
Once he arrives onto the fence, the rest of CaraHouse, including Dola and Kimbum, should be swinging in any moment soon, but there's only 18 seconds in action, and Silva, they have to hold this one down. Peeks out, fall back, action swings out, has no more bullets! As Shady can quickly pistol him down, and CaraHouse is going to be able to finish the first half in their favor. It's going to be yet another 5-4 half, like you said.
Yep. At the end of the day, very nice call from Shady. Says, okay, cut sound, wait for it, and then you guys poke first. The 2 of you go together, you know, one guy jump in, essentially draw the aggro, second guy is hitting the shots, and then I'm going to come in after you get their attention and essentially flank from the fence. And with that man advantage, they're able to get the job done. So very nice round. Getting aggressive from the GR side was CaraHouse. And now they have the advantage going into the second half where they will be playing on the Blacklist side. So I would say at this point, their map pick of Ankara is looking pretty good for them. We did see the last time around these two teams faced off, Vasco was able to take Ankara 10-8.
10-8, right. It had to come down to the very last round, too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like you said, we definitely have to wait and see what goes on, but looks like we are getting ready to go into the second half of all things of the first game of playoffs tonight. So far, I can't really say nobody is kind of having a huge amount of lead on top of each other in terms of not just rounds, but skills as well.
Yeah, it feels like a very balanced lobby at this point.
Yeah, it's very balanced for sure. Like they're exchanging rounds, exchanging gunfights. It's not like one side is completely dominating over the other. So definitely what we wanted to see had to get out of the group stages to come into the playoffs to make us right here, put us right here at the balanced lobbies and the top level quality crossfire brought to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great way to start off our first best of 5 of the evening. We have 2 more after this first one, and that does bring us the potential for 15 maps today. If it does go full set, full maps for all 3 best of 5s.
Let's make a guess. Of the 15 maps, in theory, we can play all 15 maps. So, or of the 15 maps that gets played, what do you think is going to be that one map nobody wants to play and gets banned out completely?
Well, we only have 2 choices, right? Because Eagle Eye and Subbase have been banned out. It's definitely going to be Eagle Eye.
I don't know. I feel like one team might just go for Eagle Eye, and I think that is going to be Evolution Power.
Yeah, Evolution Power, love it.
But, like, let's say Vasco or CaraHouse gets to play against Evolution Power anyways, and they would rather ban Subbase out of them instead of Eagle Eye, so I think Subbase might be the map that actually gets banned out completely throughout this whole playoff.
Well, it's definitely going to be one of those 2.
One of those 2.
It's going to be Eagle Eye or Subbase that we don't see today. I mean, there's also the chance that
you would have said Mexico, but
yeah,
no one knew about this. You would have 100% said Mexico.
I would have said Mexico. It's true.
It gets played today.
100%.
But now we are back on the second half of the match number 1. As we are going to be looking, the sides being switched in CaraHouse, we'll now have to run into Vasco holding on to the bomb sites. And Fefe yesterday on Cara, he was holding these pushes down by himself almost.
Yeah, he was doing a great job. It was like 577-esque with how well he was doing. Actually, he's going to spot that angle. Doesn't quite land the spray he was looking for. Does a little bit of damage to Shady. But at least he can say, hey, there's one guy in connector poking out from quarters. So that's pretty interesting. Wouldn't mind if they sent one guy into mid, and they'll do that right now. Action rotating just a little bit, just in case. Got some flashes over the top as well, so now they got to scramble over towards the A site. Dola gets that first kill, and Lucas comes in for a second one. Action, though, grenade and a headshot, as he will be the savior of the A shot site. He will immediately go down, though, and Rambo and Shady trade it back. Now it's all up to MG in the 1v2. A situation he finds himself in very often.
Very often indeed, and this time looking to clutch this one out. He has a nade, has a flash to work with. Shady could be spotted out here any moment soon if he swings a little too wide. MG has a good angle, as he's going to be coming in from the end. If he gets the first drop, he needs to find one more. Gets the pistol out, but Rambo has an arm and is going to be looking right by the stair where MG's... No, MG. He's going to go on the other side, and Rambo has absolutely no idea, but MG does whiff the shot, takes the pistol out. 11 seconds rewarded. It looks like he just won't be able to find that shot. And CaraHouse is going to start leading out. It's going to be 6-4 on the round score, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. MG's going to be kicking himself for missing that shot. You saw Rambo wasn't thinking about that stairwell at all. And MG just snuck up, had the perfect shot, but he just took it a little bit too quickly. And unfortunately, that means that he misses. Rambo's able to stabilize and survive and win the round.
Definitely not a 6 being rolled. Probably a 4 or 5. And Haven't seen MG miss those kind of shots in the past 4 days, but today is like the first one. So a little bit of work to be done to the side of MG. But in the meantime, we do have Lucas kind of swung up pretty deep in middle. Because we haven't seen any of these players really going deep in middle for the first half. So might actually be the first time seeing someone actually do a mid push and send it fully down there by himself, gunning down players after players like YH did it. So hoping to get one. But it looks like a minute 20 has been left onto the clock, and fake nades are being thrown down towards A. It's sold off as action does rotate out from middle towards A, and all of a sudden, Silva takes a whole bunch of damage and will have to back out from B long.
Yeah, it's going to bring action back over towards B. And that does appear to be correct for now, although they don't have to commit into this one. MG holding the underpass, waiting for somebody to peek that. Does look like there is at least one person, Lucas here, who can be checking that angle. And VNC is going to be the first one to go down, actually. Snipe in the air duct from the side of Rambo. But we do see Vasco. They're still sticking around the B site. I think that CaraHouse are giving time for them to rotate over towards A, but Vasco have still read this as a B push. And we see action hanging around mid. He is going to go back towards A.
Vents will take down Rambo to clear it out, and now action comes back towards B. MG finds an opening to Lucas, and Shady does from Silva, so it all comes down to can MG hold up the bomb site. Action will go down. MG took a whole bunch and will have to fall back on the bomb to skip content, but it's going to be down to 2-2-2. 2v2, rather doable than the last one where MG had to face two players by himself. Fefe's going to get the opening of the Dola, leaving Shady all alone. MG has a nade. Are we going to see another potato kill? Valdez looking for one, waiting for one. There's Shady in a pretty decent spot to get hit by a nade.
Yeah, I think you might as well throw it if you know that he's low, but they need to get on the site right now. Shady is not looking behind him as a tap on the bomb, and now they know where he is, and Fefe can just protect MG, who will get that defuse in. So now, back and forth we go. Another round here in favor of Vasco, going to put us at 6-5 in favor of CaraHouse, but still a chance here for Vasco. I'd still say it's more difficult for them, especially from the GR side of this map, but anything is possible. Just depends on how the players play.
Anything is indeed possible as one side of A long here. Having Lucas go down towards middle. Once again, haven't really seen Lucas go deep in middle. He kind of just poke and prods out towards connector and falls back in. But this time, Vents maybe of the contest here, as we do have VNC always kind of lurking and looking. That was Fefe who swung out last time to take the kill onto Rambo, so VNC never really interested in going too aggressive, but the nades are flying above his head. So, he's going to back up from Vents swiftly and play the site position rather. Top flashes are coming through, and now the go sign has been given. VNC gets one. Fefe swings out and tries to bomb it. Almost get the second, but not quite there as MG. From out of nowhere, we'll find an option of the Dola, so down to 3v2. The bomb definitely has enough time to be planted, but already a big flank being coming out from action. So if CaraHouse is not aware of this information, with another player, Silva, coming from the back, then this will be an easy retake for the side of Vasco.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to play it similarly to how CaraHouse played it, but MG is not pushing. He's actually being a bit slow. Silva didn't see him on the right there. Okay, Action's going to see him and take him down, and that's going to be an easy cleanup. The second Rambo goes down. Shady's like, oh boy, they must be coming up those stairs. Well, they were a little bit closer than he expected. 6-6 now in this first map.
6-6. We are tied back up once again. We were tied one time in 4-on-4, and then now we're tied at 6-6. So let's see who can finally get a stepping lead out of the tie. Getting the tiebreaker. CaraHouse back out towards A long, and not exactly sure what they're willing to do as that A hit got the bomb down, but took too many casualties, losing 3 players. So not exactly sure what they are willing to do at this point in time, as we're burning the clock down in round number 13 as we speak.
Round number 13 already. Getting down to the wire here on this map. CaraHouse, I feel like their last couple of pushes were pretty good, but their post plants weren't great. And already, Shady's took a bunch of damage. Just in the middle of the map, just kind of standing there, and now Grenade gonna chip away at Rambo, do about 8 health. We have a little contingency that might push into A once again, but that would be a 3-on-3 push, which they do not want, as Action has come over just to throw a smoke in. Meanwhile, still a couple of guys in mid trying to create a distraction, but there's nobody even there on the side of Vasco, so I don't think they're going to respond to that very well at all. Shady does come in, takes out MG just like that in the underpass.
Fefe's the only player holding it down now. He's going to get dropped, and the bomb site is open as VNC. Tries to do the best of what he can do in fences. Gets one, takes a whole bunch. Silva from flank though is going to find Shady, so all of a sudden, down 3v2. Rambo finally gets the drop to VNC, leaving Silva all alone. As now Rambo in fences, looking right towards where Silva is at. I'm not sure if this 1v3 is going to be possible, Valdez.
Well, the grenade does some damage, but not looking too easy for him as he is going around the corner. Takes out Rambo, doesn't know where the other two guys are though. The pistol kill is clean, but 3 people is too much. CaraHouse get in, they pick up a 7th round. It does feel like this time around their post plant's definitely much better. They're able to take the A site, and I like that kind of split push they had going with a couple of guys pushing through mid while they slowly approach the A site.
That fake down towards middle sent VNC and Action out from A. Had they held it down, then could have been an easy mowdown, but eventually with no information, there isn't much for the side of Vasco to do in that case of scenario. Minute 50 left on the clock, and looking at yet another 3-player gathered outside of A with the C4. VNC rather passive. I mean, the player himself is quite aggressive, but when it comes to Ankara and Vents, he plays it quite passive, so it's quite contradicting, but it's what it is. We've never seen VNC pop up from Vents early on, like 577 or YH or any of the other aggressive players does. And then we go on other maps, VNC just goes like, I don't care, I'm just gonna run in and then find 2 kills on my own. So that's what happened, and finally CaraHouse is gonna be going for that mid take. It's gonna be a real one too this time.
Yeah, they got 4 players coming in here, and this time MG has been pushed back to the B site, so not gonna hold under pass at this point in time. Action gonna be the first guy to get contact, it does look like, as Flash is even thrown in towards spawn, where no one is at this point but Action. Here he goes, he has to look away, he does chip away a little bit, but there's so many people in his face, you can't take them all down, as the push is good from the side of CaraHouse. They are considering this B site absolutely at this point in time, but MG gonna line it up and makes that easier for his team.
Easy lineup it was, but now he has players coming up and over. Can't get the second shot, will have to take out his pistol. Support has arrived. Silva and VNC is gonna get a piece each, leaving Rambo all alone. Rambo has to do Rambo things. He gets one, not even a rifle, as he's now get a rifle from the dead body of the enemy, but MG swings out, gets the kill, and Vasco will find one more round to themselves.
Now, 7-7 here on this first map. It's so close that it might be one of those maps that really decides the series, you know? Gets one of the teams into a really good mindset, winning a close round, and then the other one obviously can be a bit destroyed, but we'll see. Their mentals are stronger than I give them credit for, probably. There's Rambo here. Waiting down, he is going to pick up Silva. Will he expect other people to peek him? I mean, he's going to get peeked by so many different angles, but Dola is there as well to help him out, as Rambo still just trying to survive down there, but Dola's support actually was enough to get them in position and essentially say no and keep his buddy Rambo alive.
Rambo is still alive, but so alive is MG as well. Action now swinging. Yeah, Rambo has a good idea, but goes down to Action. But now on a 2v4, gonna be a tough hold as the C4 is moving in towards B long, which is completely wide open. So is the bomb set as well. So Dola lurking in the middle. He has to go down if Vasco wants any chance.
Yeah, I mean, they know that he can't escape, but the issue is that Vasco are losing so much time by trying to hold him against the wall, and Dola's like, okay, I'll just stand here. And eventually, even if I go down, like, my job is done, right? Like, only 30 seconds. Now they got to rush to the site. They don't even know what site it is. They don't even know where the bomb is planted. They're going the wrong way.
They're going to A.
Yeah, and Vasco's like, all right, we got to rush into A and stop this. No, it's not on A.
No, I didn't know Vasco was Canadian. It's like, hey. It's like, hey. Yeah, no, it's not A. It's down towards B, and there's only 14 seconds remaining, and there's not much of time left for MG and VNC to clutch this one out. Rather, they're just going to use this time to talk about tactics, as CaraHouse surely will pick up their 8th round. It's going to be 8-7. So both of these teams really fighting tooth and nails there and bringing everything down to the wire. Vasco, they need to pick up a round to tie it back up. There's not enough rounds left in map number 1. If they start losing one more, then that's going to be the map point.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, that round is going to be pretty devastating. I don't even know if they had much time to discuss really what happened, but just kind of had the blinders on and said, okay, we have to take out Dola before we do anything. And CaraHouse's response was excellent. They just left him there. They said, okay, Dola, sorry, buddy, but we got to go plant this bomb. Sure, he understood. This time VNC is going to get aggressive, but immediately flash and trade it back. Nicely done by CaraHouse. Fefe not going to hit the spray, but action is there, and now Fefe is going to hit the headshot with the pistol. Gives them a great chance here, but King Bong just trade one back. Action, though, will hold the top of the site, and that will net the 8th rounds now for Vasco Esports. Will we get extra rounds at this point? So pretty likely with how back and forth it is.
Running headshot from Fefe with a pistol is going to completely take the wind out of sails for the side of CaraHouse on that take. 8-8, like you said, all this, we're tied back up. And MG now decides to go aggressive, and this is what we want to see from MG. I rolled a 4. Doesn't matter. I will, just tilt the dice to go towards 6, and exactly he does that. As now CaraHouse will have to play with a man down. 4v5. Kimbum went down to that early frag, and all of a sudden, it does look in favor of Vasco so much.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, CaraHouse can still get a nice push onto A, but at this point, if Vasco are able to trade back some kills, that'll still be worth for them. As I was saying, now there's only 2 guys left here for CaraHouse, and they didn't even get on top of the site, so this is delayed. It gives time for 3 members of Vasco to get towards the site where only 2 members of CaraHouse are looking to plant. So definitely a very good spot here for Vasco as the plant is going to be baked, and now Luke is just going to fight them, but it's only Rambo here, and he will be taken down. Action just getting so consistent here when they need it most, and Vasco will pick up their 9th round.
Action, absolutely being the killing machine here, getting a 2nd kill yesterday and getting, not yesterday, I mean he had a bunch of kills yesterday too. Last round he got 2 kills, this round he got 2 kills, and coming into this current round he's looking for more kills as well. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, but it looks like Vasco is going to put themselves onto the map point. 9-8. So CaraHouse needs to pick something up here to go into the overtime.
Let's see how this one goes. CaraHouse, 1 round. This is one of those moments where I think I would get really nervous if I were a pro gamer. It's like, oh, there's only 1 round, and even if we win it, we just tie it up and we go into extra rounds. Like, that's not very good odds for us at this point in time, but you just got to take it round by round, as it looks like maybe a poking grenade, because they're not actually pushing in here towards A, as we can see. Very spread out. Very much, I think, trying to bait Vasco into thinking they're pushing A, and perhaps rotating and trying to flank too early, because they have 2 guys that are covering the flanks, 1 in mid and 1 towards the doors to office, actually. So definitely making sure they have all their bases covered and trying to wait for Vasco to make the first move. But credit to Vasco, they're not overextending either. They're just waiting for a push to come in.
All their bases covered indeed, and Vasco is really willing to close this one out. They don't want to take this into overtime and reveal more of their tactics. Action almost going down there as he was poking, prodding down towards middle, but only 40 seconds remain. The setups are being thrown out towards A. Fake being sold towards A. 3 players from CaraHouse going on a mission. They cannot come back home. Dare is throwing themselves, throwing their lives into the hole of fire, as they're going to get covered, and this fake is going to be successful as the last player on the B bomb site's going to rotate out. That's going to be Silva leaving. The bomb plant should happen from Dola. So the fake is completely sold, and CaraHouse will be able to get the bomb planted.
Plant is going to come down, but CaraHouse still down a member. Let's see how this retake looks. We also have Lucas going for a very big flank. Rambo is going to even things up, gives them a pretty good shot at tying this one up. Silva going to get on top of the bomb site here. Try to push forward first himself. Rambo, another shot will go down onto VMZ. Another big chance here for the side of CaraHouse. Lucas on the flank, he gets 2 just like that. A couple of headshots, and we will go into extra rounds as CaraHouse pulling out the mind games to tie it up.
Strategic maneuvers from the Vietnamese team of CaraHouse. Eventually will be able to find that round needed to take us into overtime, and some way, somehow, sending 3 players down A, toss out those A's, make it look like it's the main angle of attack, and then all of Vasco, even Silva, who kind of lingered around the B bomb site, eventually had to fall back out as well. That was the moment. The rest of the CaraHouse goes right on top of it, gets the bomb planted, set themselves in. Rambo picking up a bunch of kills on top of Watchtower too. Even tell me a better story than this of Crossfire Tactics.
It's pretty difficult to do so. I mean, CaraHouse, they pull out all the stops there for that last round. They know how critical it is, how crucial it is to not drop this first map, especially because it's their map pick of Ankara. They want to take this map. And the last time these 2 teams did meet head-to-head, it was super close. And once again, we're back here, and this time we're going to extra rounds as well. So very curious to see how this one is going to finish off.
Looks like we are ready to go into the overtime, the very first round of it. Best map of 7 make the 4th round. We'll take map number 1 as Shady is going to open on towards Action, who has been hitting some naughty shots. As Vasco down a player will have to play and scramble up with only 4, not 5. Some over nades as well being thrown from the side of CaraHouse. 2 minutes onto the clock, and already Vasco kind of being tucked in. But Shady picking up another kill of his own. It's going to be Pepe going down, and Vasco all of a sudden only looking to close the first round here, not in their favor.
Yeah, so Shady, the IGL, just decides, okay, I'm just going to win this round for my team. That's what he did. He came into this round, he's like, you know what? I'm going to come out and I'm going to win it. And he just got aggressive with the Alm, and we saw that Vasco were going down mid, they were going down towards office, and just kind of running in. Not a lot of utility, not checking all the boxes, and it was just free hunting season for Shady. And now you can say the same here for the side of Dola, who's also picked up 2 kills. Shady will get his 3rd, and that is a very one-sided round to start us off in favor of CaraHouse.
I mean, if you get it, you get it, and Shady's gonna do it, and he does it. So that's how the story unfolded for the last round there. And now, with only 2 rounds left into this first half of the overtime, Vasco decides to smoke off down towards the middle as Action fell to the the lightning thunder from the gun of Shady. As now they're going to be aggressing slowly, pushing the smoke and clearing the angles down towards middle. See if they can find an underpass push, but we've seen that underpass push not work out just because of Dola holding on towards long, and he definitely plays this one out smart. He always delays enough time to spring back out and be acting as a lurker almost. So Rambo in the process going to be finding some shots down towards underpass, but not going to quite hit. And he himself also will be able to fall back without losing his life.
They're coming in here, though. It looks like 4 members of Vasco trying to make their way in. Silva is going to be the lurker that is fighting against Dola. He goes down, and now Fefe does take out Rambo. They know that Dola is still in office, so they can smoke this off and get this plant down and be in a decent spot, but delaying the plant, actually. Just waiting for somebody on the side of CaraHouse to push in first. And now they should get this plant down in due time.
Oh, 100%. They knew Dola was in offices. Because when the armor is holding underpass, that means somebody has to be lingering in that office area. Maybe not, they don't necessarily have to be on top of that office steps, but they can always be like hiding by the boxes. But swinging out is going to be Shady and Dola going down instantly. Now Kimbum gets knocked up by MG, and then she picks up a third kill of his own. Now we're tied back up to 10-10. MG, like I said, roll the 4, I'll make it a 5, and I'll make it a 6 myself.
Yeah, I feel like CaraHouse, they tried to rush that retake a little bit. They ran on in one by one. And we'll have to wait and see how this final round of the first set of extra rounds does go. Rambo waiting in this one, but Action has snuck in, it looks like. I don't think that Rambo spotted him.
100%
so,
not.
Yeah, he's just going to get peeked, and Action takes a huge kill on a Rambo.
Action dropping Rambo is going to be opening and the most important kill, as Shady did not go for the AWM. So CaraHouse losing that long range fight ability, that may cost them another round here. A little too early to say that, as we still have Dola and the rest of the team still alive for standing strong. 2 players down towards middle, leaving B kind of open, and having the C4 lingering outside of B may hint to us that Vasco wants to move in. But there's definitely enough time onto the clock, and they can always make a rotation out from it if they ever want to do so. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, Vasco certainly taking their time with this one. And Dola, he wants some information. He wants to see if he can spot anybody on the side of Vasco just to find out what they're doing at this point. He's got some help from Shady, so the two of them going to look to clear middle of the map. Action just lurking here, and he is going to get the drop on him, but he can't hit the shot. So Dola takes him down, and they say, huh, that's weird. Why is Action hanging out in the middle by himself? Well, this push is coming in towards B. Smokes are down. You see now Vasco are going to back away, but MG gets that one big snipe on a Dola in mid, and that's going to make it advantage Vasco once again.
And Vasco is going to book it towards A, knowing some sort of rotation has come out. And Lucas swing out from middle is going to find a bunch of damage to Silva and a bullet onto VNC, but already MG has made step on towards the bomb site. Lucas trying to hold this one down, but looks like he cannot. The smoke has been put out, and VNC is going to jump spot him out. He's going to cut down Fefe. No, Fefe with a 180 going to drop that headshot. And MG picking off Shady, who was coming into Fences. Eventually, yeah, Fefe, he falls down from the stairs, and he didn't have enough HP, so he does take the fall damage. But MG quick to pistol the final player out, and it looks like the first half is going to be in favor of Vasco. That's going to be 11-10. Very close rounds here, but looks like Vasco will have one more to it.
Yeah, we saw that Fefe was cackling after that one. He knows that was a pretty funny moment, but at the end of the day, I'm surprised that Vasco got away with that one. It was pretty telegraphed. Like, they knew it. They knew the rotation was coming in. They got a bunch of damage down, but just rushed it a little bit. Like that spray on the Fefe's, that spray rather onto Fefe's back was just not the greatest thing I've ever seen. And I think just rushing a little bit, like he's a better player than that, but yeah, Vasco able to pull off the crazy rotatos, and it does work out for them.
Rotados?
Yeah, rotatos, whatever you want to call them. So now CaraHouse from the Blacklist side. I mean, the ratios are staying pretty even at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if they get 2 and we go to a golden round.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm kind of hoping for a golden round to make things all exciting. But as we can see, Vasco was able to pick up 5 rounds in the second half as Global Risk side, so it still does favor them a little bit more, maybe by like 5 to 10% chance margin. So not much, but in a high level crossfire, highest level, of course, in the world, that 5% margin may cause a lot of difference. Minute 30, and CaraHouse is going to be playing this on out very slow. The C4 only rotating in towards spawn and maybe down towards B once again. Alright, he's just gonna juggle himself around the staircase and see what goes from there. Lucas out towards middle. We've seen him not swing from time to time, but he did once and eventually got kicked out by action from middle, so he's not really willing to do it this time. Is the choice.
Yeah. I don't blame him. But
we cannot.
Yeah, just cutting all sound here. We do see 3 members. Also, Shady is rotating over, as is Dola, but that's a lot of information as Action going to poke his head out. He does get taken down, but now they know they're all coming in from mid. Still advantage over to the side of CaraHouse. MG looking to hold it down, and he gets that win against Shady. Now he's looking for a second, as he will take so much power out of this one. And now Silva right there to support his buddy MG. Dola going to be spotted here too. Super low, taken out by Silva. And just like that, they see the push coming. They take it apart one by one. And it is pretty much a done deal unless Rambo truly goes Rambo like in the movies, right? Well, he picks up 2.
He's going for it.
He picks up 2, and I mean, there's not that much time, so he's got to push the angle right now. Like, he needs to get in there, and he's just going to be sprayed down through the box. I knew exactly where he was with the jump peek. Very nicely done by Silva. 2 kills over to MG as well. And just like that, Vasco Esports, they're 1 round away from taking this first map.
Match point as 12 rounds being picked up by the side of Vasco. 12-10, the CaraHouse will need to find the last 2. Otherwise, it will be it for map number 1. But look at Vasco's positioning, having 2 players down in offices, playing out very aggressively. And CaraHouse, they're going to be gathered outside of A. Might not be the right choice here, as Fefe and VNC, they were having a strong hold onto the bomb sites from time to time. As we now look at Fefe cocking a nade, waiting for the moment, waiting for the chance. As VNC holds on to the nade as well. The resmoke comes through, so that does delay the push of CaraHouse. The fake nades being thrown out by Rambo and towards middle kind of delays. The nades are now being thrown out. The go sign has been given. Let's see. Go, go, go is going to be CaraHouse going on to the bomb site with all guns blazing from VNC, and Fefe picks up with 3 kills and make that 4th triple kill for VNC to hold the bomb site down. And Rambo going down to the arm of MG, and Vasco is going to be able to secure map number 1 of Ankara to themselves. It's going to be 13-10, and come down to the overtime. But eventually, Vasco is going to lead out the series 1-0.
Yeah, CaraHouse, they forced it into overtime, into extra rounds, but that is when Vasco reached their true potential. Those rounds in the extra